All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geopolitical Trends, where truth matters. Very excited to be with you on this Saturday, the 27th, almost the end of the month here. So, uh, it is nice to just have a chat with you away from geopolitics for the day, even though usually as soon as I'm done here, I'll be thinking about, okay, I gotta see what's going on in the other side of the world and how does it make sense and all that stuff. But anyway, all that aside, very, very excited to be with you here. Let me say hi to everybody first, and we just go from there. So I'm going to start with RC first. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. Truly appreciate you. So, and good to have you here in the community. Brianna, oh, hello, Doc, from Italy. Speaking of Italy, are you guys aware of? I know I said I won't talk geopolitics, but it's very important to know that there is as a matter of fact, Maloney already left. She's in China. So whoever thought, right? So, and I am aware of this. I will talk to you about it next week. I'm confirming some info and some stuff, and we'll do it. So good to see you, Brianna. Uh, you to you. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a few days last time. Hope everything is okay. So good to see you as always. Timeline Dunkley rather, from New York City as always. Muslim Revert. Good. Not talk with Doc, but chat with Doc. So somebody said that. By the way, Muslim Revert, thank you for your comments. And yes, I meant to say missiles and cruise. I think I either said and very softly or just didn't stress that enough or didn't even because it was scripted when I wrote the analysis and all that. So you're absolutely correct. It's ballistics and cruise missiles. So thank you for pointing that out. So Hamad Siti, as always. Matt Becky, Farhad Razavi, as always. Good to see you. So the final battle on its way, it seems. You're right. 1KC from Malaysia. Phil, good to see you, Phil. Bob Coe, good to see you. Tom Soya, Wires, good to see you. But you guys know Wires is joining us from South Africa. Very, very. I've never been in South Africa. I hope to visit one day. Francis Tango, as always, good to see you. And I did promise you, Francis, you and Harry Local, you guys are in the Netherlands. If I make it to Netherlands, depends again on where you are. We'll talk offline about this. I promised if I'm close by, I will make an effort to link up with you guys and share a cup of coffee. And the coffee will be on me. So we no exception to that. It will be on me. So KL, good to see you from Singapore, as always. John Smith, good to see you. David King, here China has 35 million people, 35 million people, cities. Yeah. Well, I might find that out soon. So, not my comment. Oh, Muslim reverse. I see that. Yeah, someone else said that one. So, John Smith, as always. Sertrude Okoa, good to see you. And guess where Sertrude is joining us from? Nairobi, Kenya. How's things in Kenya, by the way? I hope that president steps out or step down, or rather, and leave the Kenyans to find a path for prosperity. So Kenyans deserve better. So Army with Harmony, good to see you. I do have your pictures, by the way, so we'll share all this with you. And all right, guys. Well, let me, as I said, we're just gonna have a talk. Let me have some drink here because now I want to share this with you. You're gonna notice this bottle has some colors on it. This is a hydrogen. So in the bottom here, there is a hydrogen, and I put filtered water, and that's what I drink. So it keeps. If you notice, if I get it closer to the camera, you're seeing some like bubbles, whatever. That's nothing but hydrogen. Nothing wrong with it. You drink it. It's not gonna harm you. It's not. It's all right. It's because, especially those in the US, tap water, you do not want to get closer to that. Make sure of that. I even got disturbed when I heard some news about what's in the food inside here, the US. And by the way, we do sort of export some of that food overseas, but guess what? we take the chemicals out of it and send it to, for example, Europe. Europe does import some food from the US, but it should not have any chemicals in it. There are guidelines on it. So what we end up doing here in the US is using the chemicals right here for the American people. Even our neighbor to the north, Canada, receives certain type of cereals, which, by the way, I highly recommend. Don't eat cereal stuff. It's a junk food anyway. It doesn't matter. There is no healthy cereal stuff. So we send them the good cereal, and we keep the bad ones here with chemicals and all that stuff. And speaking of that, I am going to share a video with you because I promised you last time, and when I made coffee, and I'm going to add it here, and just if you'll be okay with. I'm gonna make a fresh coffee because I want to share coffee with those who bought me coffee and with all of you for that matter. So I'm gonna make a new one from scratch. I already had my early. This is an organic coffee, by the way, and I'm gonna just make for myself here. I don't grind a lot. I just do a little bit. Since it's just for me here. So usually you grind it very, very thin. Perfect. And that's it. That's all you do. So the next thing we do is I need to have something here to just because I have to add perfect. See, here's the ground coffee. So what I'll do is I add cinnamon, and this is organic cinnamon here. I add it to my coffee, and I add turmeric right there. Yeah, I do add cinnamon and turmeric to my coffee. Mix them up. Very, very, very good here. And that's it. We'll go and prepare it on the. I'm not gonna do the coffee press today. I'm gonna do the espresso machine here, and that's it. So let me just pour some here. Be a fresh one. And I'm not making a lot, guys, because I usually drink only 1 cup a day, and I don't like to make too much coffee. I used to drink 2 cups, but 1 cup is a drink. So what you do is, because of the machine, you have to flatten this out here, and this is what I do. And I might add a little bit here. Why not? Let's get caffeinated, since some of you guys buy me so much coffee. There we go. This is now good to go. Okay, and the next thing is we're gonna get cream. So I already have to warm it up quickly here. Now the cream, there is the frother right here on the coffee machine. I don't use it. The reason being is because it releases water, so your cream, the coffee creamer, becomes too watery. So I'll do my own, and I frothe it myself with this one right here. So, but there is one in a machine that is automatically there. I just don't use it. Okay, this one is done here. So let's hope this is the first time I'm gonna be making this on a glass. Okay. Look at that. So, and that's it. I'll put it here. Press this one. Let me rinse this one here quickly. And put it back where it belongs. Et voila! A good coffee that I am going to. In the meantime, I am gonna clean my grinder here. That's how I keep it clean here, because you don't want the coffee to just sit here. This is the brush for coffee. And I clean up this one as well. That's how you keep things organized and neat. So, and that's it. So this one goes back to where I keep my coffee grinder. This is the all done. Et voila. To your honor, guys, to all of you guys, those who bought me coffee and those who didn't, I promised you I will share a cup of coffee with you. So here it is. Oh, nice and strong. So I'm gonna head out to the studio and I'll see you shortly. All right, so I just wanted to share that with you because I made it last time and it didn't upload. So that's usually how I make coffee for me. As to, I saw somebody ask if I know about luwak coffee in Indonesia. No, I don't. I'm not familiar with it. And since I'm gonna be in the region, I have not decided whether I'm gonna make it to Indonesia or not. I'll try it. Usually, I don't eat outside much, but this experience, I am willing to eat the street food when I'm there because they cook it right there in front of you. And I mean, I know I'm very aware of when it comes down to food. One of you asked a question about why water is not good in the US because it has a lot of arsenic, a lot in it. So tap water in America, it's very bad, and especially in certain areas. Even when I used to teach for Texas A&M in commerce, that city had a lot of diseases, like the animals were sick because they drinking from the river, and the river has toxic water because L3 communication was over there. So I always used to remember during that year the academic year when I taught there, I will buy my own water and bring it with me. Will not drink water on campus or buy bottled water on campus because I didn't trust that stuff. So, and of course, things didn't work out, and I left because the whole institution was corrupted. Corruption runs very, very, very deep in that. Amber Spirit, you mentioned Monsanto, Cargill, and DuPont. Yes, those are three that are influencing really the agricultural aspects in the US. One thing I need you guys to understand, the system, how it works in the US, the food industry is in bed with the government because the lobbyists. That's so. And this is why, for me personally, and I speak for myself here, I cut down completely on eating outside. I used to eat once a while. I'll go to a nice restaurants and I knew the managers and I know the food is clean, whatever. But even with that now, I kind of stopped. I don't remember last time I was in a restaurant. Literally, I cook my own food. I make my own food here, and I like it that way. So, and speaking of food, I'm going to share with you. I know last time one of you asked me, "What, Doctor O, what do you eat?" and all that stuff. Well, I eat food like you. It's just the type of food, and I'm going to share some stuff with you here. Let me get to the open up the link here and share the images with you. So, all right. And this is not, that's usually what I eat on a regular basis, like my daily meal. That's what it consists of. So, all right, let me see where those pictures are, and I'm gonna share them with you. And you guys can do that too. You don't have to. Yes, it might cost a little bit here and there, but that's not a. All right, let me share the screen with you. Share screen. There we go. My Okay, make this full screen, and I am gonna share them one by one with you here just to see. Okay, now that's my typical breakfast, me and my wife. So what you have here is olive oil. Those are cherries. Those are organic cherries. This is my coffee. Dates, walnut. This is a strawberry jelly, special kind. That is not it's special type. This is a pure peanut butter right here, and this one here is cream cheese with honey and cinnamon on it. And those here, those are French crepes. So my wife makes this stuff here. And this is my bread. Now I eat one piece or two pieces of bread, but this is to those who are familiar with bread. There's one called seduction bread. It's made out of seeds. A little pricey, but hey, your health is worth more. So this is my typical. I don't do breakfast. I eat around 10:30, 10:30, 10:45. That's why you guys. And those are my supplements, by the way. All this, yes, I do take special supplements. Not from the counter at Walmart or Target, whatever. You can't do that kind of stuff. And all this helps me because eating good food, it will do a lot for you physically and mentally. And I'm lucky because my wife deals with nutrition. She's a certified nutritionist, and so she knows the ins and outs of all this stuff here. This is the same picture. Now we're gonna move into let me go over here and see what am I looking at here. Yeah, that's typical. So now let me share with you some pictures about the cars. I know Army with Harmony, you've been asking about the car, right? So here's the car. I clean the engine, of course. That's my Mustang. And so I spend a lot of time working on it. And this morning I just detailed the whole car in the morning. I do it myself. I learned over the years how to do detailing for the car. Yes, I can go and pay $125, but I also find it relaxing for me on the weekends when I go and just spend 2 hours just cleaning the car. And I detailed everything here. Now there's already some interests in the car, but I don't know whether I will sell it down the road or not once we move out of the US. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So and so far, so I'm gonna go on a ride this afternoon because I usually drive it only on a weekend. And usually the detailing for the car, there is a process. Maybe one day I'll do a video for you guys. Why not? You're the community here. I don't mind sharing. This is my personal. I'm a very private guy. I'm very very private. So I don't even when I was like back in a day, I used not to talk much about my work, my whatever. I'm a very private guy, but I don't mind here with the community sharing this with you. There's a process of how you wash the car. A lot of people, they just go, and there is a process and a really really ritual for me. I learned it over the years. So maybe one day I'll do a video, and if you want to learn from it. I have a lot of products that I bought regarding the car detailing stuff. And sometimes I take it over to a place just to help the businesses out, especially the small businesses. I don't take it to some a big corporation that deals with detail and stuff. I don't do that. I like to support small businesses. So let me share the rest of the pictures with you. Now about the chicken. I know some Army with Harmony, you were asking for the chickens, right? So let me share this with you again. There we go. Now, here are the chicken. Now, this one is Tara. Her name is Tara, Tara. She's usually. Here's the surprising thing about chickens, which I didn't know. I learned over time. My wife explained all this stuff to me. Chickens have an ability to recognize you by looking at you, and when they look, they have to turn their face sideways because where their eyes are, they can't look straight because they look sideways. So. And this, how so close, it lets me get close to her because once they recognize your face, they kind of trust you. They don't run away. They don't. It's still sometimes when I say, hi, Tara, she will go down and let me pet her. She kind of almost like for us squatting, she get too close and lets me pet her. But that's because they kind of now trust you. That's how. And chickens are very, very kind of recognize the faces. So this is Tara. Here are 4 of them. The white one is Layla. This one on the left is Carrot. The one in the back right here on my right, that's Sky. And this is Tara. So I have some. This is Sky. Once again, once they know who you are, they let you get so close because they know they trust you. So now this one, Carrot, is having a problem. She's having an egg that is stuck in her butt. It can come out. Now, sometimes it can get very problematic for them. And if it really gets bad, they can die within 48 hours. Well, so far, nothing happened. So, which gives us the idea that it's nothing serious. However, Carrot was the only one that will give us like a really big eggs in comparison to the others. Her eggs were so big. So, and sometimes their bodies, kind of they're dealing with something. When they start laying egg, they go through like a phase or process. It's called brewing. For like 3 weeks, they won't move. They just sit. So it's and we're just wondering now. She still didn't lay any egg yet, but so we're working on it. Once again, this is just my regular breakfast here. And that's about it. This one for those pictures here. So just to go back to the idea of the food, guys. If I can advise you for one thing, it's just eat good. Eat good, because as we grow older, the strength and stamina, whatever we used to have, it diminishes. However, if you maintain certain lifestyle, including clean food, you could reach your mid 60s, even 70s, and you're still in a good shape. So I mean, I got a lot of people think I'm like 40 years old. I was like, thank you, but I don't care for numbers. It never mattered to me. It's just because I always think in terms of good health. That is what's important for all this one. Oh, Emilia, thank you so much, Emilia. Truly appreciate you. You wrote, I can't get enough of your shows, Doc. I hope you do get that teaching job in China. The world needs sagely wisdom like yours. Thank you so much. It is, the consideration is there because I am also, I do consulting. Usually I don't talk much about it. I do consulting and I do speaking. So those also are part of my field or my wheelhouse where I can address this kind of issues. And usually, especially for the speaking part, because you get paid in speaking engagements. And to me, I have one rule. Don't expect me to tell your audience what they want to hear, because if it is, then I am not your guy. You go look for another speaker. Just because these speaking engagements can be very, very expensive. I am not a former president when they charge $100,000 just for 1 hour. I don't do that kind of stuff, and to me that's like ridiculous. But in my field, usually you're looking at a minimum of $15,000 to $20,000 speaking engagement. It's because that information is not just over the counter, as we say. And one rule that I have is, you can't tell people what they want to hear. You tell them. So thank you so much, Emilia. I really appreciate you for that. It means a lot. So the idea of teaching, it's there, especially for China. Why? It's because I've always argued this before. The 21st century. And as a matter of fact, I am thinking, guys. I am just thinking. I have not made a decision yet. I'm thinking of not waiting till I complete the book in whatever how many years from now. I am gonna be just sort of given the value of the chapters. I might just sell them separately, and I will not allow any publisher to get involved, because to me it's ridiculous for the pricing they are asking for. Like my Russia book. That's like $130 for that. It's academic and all that, but still, this one was about $78 or $90 or something like that. It's ridiculous for me, those kind of prices, but that's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm debating. I'm gonna probably next month I will be looking at this stuff prior to heading out to Asia, which is moving forward with the trip. Yesterday, I pinpoint certain locations finalized few things, but I will, in due time, I will let you know. As you know, there are elements out there, and believe me, I was inside DC, so I learned about how security aspects work and all that stuff. And I traveled around the world a lot. I moved around the world a lot. I used to live only in the US for about 3 months consecutively in the US. The rest, I was just moving around from one continent to the next. So you learn over the years and time security awareness and all that stuff. And there are some bad elements out there. And I'm going to share this with you. Usually, again, I'm a private guy. I don't like to talk details, but I survived a kidnapping operation in Yemen. Yeah. So, and what saved me, it was my awareness, no more, no less. You kind of, when you take a walk, just because I used to walk downtown, no escort, no whatever. I had my piece on me, and I was authorized to defend myself by any means, and I will defend myself by any means. But there is more than just that. You have to be aware of the environment. So, and I kind of kept an eye open on movement of certain people, and it became clear to me, okay, this is a coordinated operations. Just because I was by myself in the car, usually they'll identify a big car, whatever. It was an embassy car, but with no license plate. It was just regular. So that is why, sometimes, guys, I don't talk details about Asia yet, because I am pinpointing now the locations. I also have to coordinate with certain individuals that I intended to interview. I will have to ask certain authorization for that. There are a lot of moving parts, but it's moving. Yesterday was a big step, and it just matter now of time, with the assumption that I hit that target number. Once we get there, hopefully it'll work out. But anyway, that's where it's moving. Farhad Razavi, 6 cylinders. Yes, it is. It is a 6 cylinders, and that's what the car. It's 6.8 to 67. Any suggestion for me? Cosmic, you're asking 6.8. You mean as far as weight, or what? Suggestions for what? If you will be kind and just let me know exactly what specific of your questions. And by the way, when you say, hey, Doc, I am not an MD. I am not an MD. So what I share with you guys is what I've been doing over the years. So, and it worked for me. So yeah, if you can, Cosmic, just retype again your specific thing, and I will answer it. And by the way, guys, just whatever questions you have, I will be happy to answer it, because we're here to chat, no more, no less. Army with Harmony 4.0, that is correct. Yeah. I didn't need I didn't want to buy the GT stuff, and I wasn't interested in all this. The reason I got that, and you know why I got the car, guys? Because I just got it. Well, a few months ago. Then I worked on it. It was in a rough shape. It was my neighbor, and that car belonged to his daughter, and his daughter passed away. So, and of course, I didn't tell him at that time when I got the car. I wanted to keep the memory of his daughter alive by having. He's my neighbor, so anytime he drives in the back or in front, he'll see me working on the car. That was the only reason. I even intend, and I'll share this with you guys, I even intend to one day give him the key and say, hey, take your wife and go for a ride. Take the car and go for a ride. Just the memory of their daughter. The daughter was about 19 years old, and she passed away. So, and it was her car. So that's the reason why I bought the car. So I worked on it for all those months, weekends, and because it wasn't driven, it was just parked in the back. So that's what it is. So, Sertrude Oshawa, you say you are a hard-working dog. God bless you and your family. Thank you very much. I like working. I don't like to sit. I know how to relax, but I don't like to just sit. That's why I don't watch TV. Yes, there is one big debate. Well, the last time we sat down, me and my wife to watch, and I kid you not, guys, I kid you not, it was about a year ago, a year plus. We just don't. And plus, I don't, even if I sit down there, I won't watch TV, the channels, local. No, no, no. We watch history, documentaries, and I watch some other stuff like that. That's it. And some, yeah, I don't listen to the media here in the US or following up political debates, whatever. It's because I know where things are. I was inside. So what I end up doing is I go to the backyard and do some work and clean up the stuff and organize the. I just put a net in an entire backyard. Next time I'll snap some pictures for you guys because there are some. One time, one big bird attacked one of the chickens because it was so. I end up doing a net that blocking the entire backyard. So next time I'll do it for you. So. Army with Harmony, you wrote, I detailed car as a teenager, love that job. Wipe on, wipe off. One of my former students, I still remember his name, Michael, when I was teaching at the college. And I found out he had a job, he had a business. And I wanted to have, because that's what I used to teach my students, beside the governments and all that. I will indirectly see what they are they, do they have like vision in thinking long term and all that stuff. And I used to always advise them, you guys don't count on the government, don't count on social security, don't count, have your own business and move forward with that. You build it, you work for it because it's yours. Because I told them, here is one rule I want you to keep for the rest of your life, because right after the semester is over, we most likely never see each other. So I always give them one rule to remember. Anytime you work for someone else, you are making them money, not yourself. And I'll share it with you guys. When I was in Washington, I worked for one of the contractors back then. So, and of course, I had certain skills because that's how I end up in the military. The Pentagon called me. So I didn't join the military. The military joined me. So when they called me, we talked and all that stuff. And it's like, well, Mr. O, we want you to be an intelligence officer at the military. Because I was in the small insignia, the second one from the right. That's the insignia for the U.S. military intelligence. That's the core, or that's the backbone of the U.S. That's the one I used to work for. But anyway, after they made some screw ups in the military, they messed up my paperwork, they messed up so many other things, and I was like, I'm done. So I was like, hey, you called me, I didn't call you, so I'm gonna leave. So, and I was discharged, honorable discharge, of course. Then, so I got a hold of, or a company got a hold of me from Washington, and they asked, would like you to. So what I found out, my point in all this, without going into more details about it, it's about the pay. Back then, we're talking about 2002 and all that stuff. They used to charge the government for me, just for me. They'll charge the government about $360 an hour of my time. And you know how much I was getting paid out of that? About $65 an hour at that time back then. So just to give you an idea, of course, to me, it was nothing but stepping stone till I end up working where I needed to be with the work that I needed to do using my academic background. And that's how, I came to be known in Washington. They respect me for, I don't sugarcoat things. I don't care who's asking the question, because I don't care, whether you are a 4-star general or whatever. You ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer based on what I know. So, and this is what I used to tell my students: always work for yourself. So to go back to your story, Army with Harmony, I had this student. His name is Michael, and he told me, Dr. O, I do have a detailing car business. Oh, I said, do you do a good job? Oh, I said, so far. And I said, well, sure, I'll be happy to give you business. would you detail my car? And I say, how much do you charge? And of course, I wanted to sort of push on him to see, is he savvy as far as negotiations and so forth. And I say, how much do you charge? At that time, he told me about $75. I said, wow, that's quite a lot. So, and I'll be happy to give you the business, but I ain't going to be paying $75. Well, whatever you want. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. I said, rule number one, you never say something like that. Whatever you want. No, it doesn't work that way. So you fix a price. So I told him, yeah, I'll be happy to pay about $55. Of course, he didn't realize that I was just pushing him to see how he's going to react to that. Well, that's kind of low, Dr. O. I said, well, what is your price? And he said about $70. I said, well, you didn't take off much. Let me plug in this computer here. I said, $70, that ain't gonna do it. So, and I said, well, okay, well, how about if we do $65? I said, okay, Dr. O, I'll do that. So, and he came over the house. I kind of opened the garage, give him the key, whatever. It was when time come to check out the work. So, and I said, well, before I pay you, I have to work around and check. So, of course, he never knew at that time that I know a little bit about detailing. So I will look at the corners where things were cleaned and not cleaned and so forth. And he did a good job. So, but I always intended to pay him $75. So, because he came with his girlfriend, and that right there, it shows me he wants to do the business for himself. So that was just, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, look similar. Army with Harmony. That chicken, the Tara, because she's black, looks similar to Mustang. Maybe I should give her a ride in the back. That would be amazing. So, Francis Tango, you're right. Dr. I think the chickens in Asia taste differently than the West. They roam freely. You're right. You know how I know this? It's because I compare it to Yemen. When I was in Yemen, I ate a lot of chicken there back then because their chicken was just roaming free. So you're right. And I intend to try some when I'm in Asia. So I just don't like things fried in oil and all that stuff. I don't do that. So I don't do that. Give them more water, Sir Trude, you said for the chicken. I do give them, believe it or not, I buy milk for them and add a little bit of water on it. Yeah, I do plenty of water. We take good care of them. You won't believe the food they eat. The food had to be ordered because it's organic. My wife will not feed them just whatever. There is no table food. There is no. So yeah, I will try that one. So, Francis Tango, even KFC, the chicken stays different. Just ask Carl. Yeah, guys, I can, especially for my American viewers, stay away from Chick-fil-A and KFC and all the Burger King and all that stuff. You'll be eating poison, and I'm talking based on facts here. I'm not going to turn this into a health conversation, but just for you to, if you only know the type of chemicals that are involved in this kind of food. So, because you can't trust the food industry here in the US. They are in bed with the government. So, wow, Farhad Razavi, impressive. I walked from Trondheim to Oslo in 9 days. Very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah, good health is important. Good health is important. And that starts with two things: type of food and sleep. Sleep is very important. Very, very, very important. So, Army with Harmony. Dr. O, next month, please consider a short video of your local homeless in comments. There's one issue with that. You can go and record that stuff without seeking permission for that. So Now I can, and funny, I thought about something like that, and go give something to a homeless person. But if I am to do this and ask for the picture, he's gonna be, or she's gonna be thinking I'm only like bribing him or her to take a picture. So it's a very delicate. There are some. I'm not gonna deny it, and I will look for find out what the rules are, and if it's okay, I'll do one. Why not? Yeah, it's a reality that needs to be addressed, and I intend to do that. I intend to do that because it's getting worse and worse here in the US. So that's what I mean. So uh boycott. What is our topic? Which topic? Yeah, we're just having a chat here. This is not a, it's not a live stream stuff for geopolitics. So uh aloe vera is good for you. I have two plants inside the house here that I use. Oh, oh, fight back. Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Haven't seen you for a while. So, uh, and by the way, I saw you guys mentioning Carl. I'm assuming you're talking about Carl's. You remember, I will be having a conversation with him and Jerry Gray at 7 p.m. So I look forward to that conversation. Uh, uh, you can record Army with Harmony or anything you can. Yeah, I can. It just to me, it's not about just recording. I like to have a conversation with them, because there are some sad stories how they end up where they end up. And to me, sometimes I think about it. They probably didn't have someone who can guide them, someone who can advise them, someone who can give them pointers here and there. That's how, to me, some. But I will. I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out how it works, and we'll do it that way. So, but just to go back to the point about nutrition, guys, it's very, very important, very, very important. So, Francis Tango, what kind of brand is that? Which one you're referring to, Francis? If I know which one, because I can't. It's if you can retype it again, Francis, and I'll be happy to answer that one. Yeah. Do you carry gun? Answer is yes. So, oh, speaking of guns, by the way, I have a picture. Another one. Let me get to it if I can find it. Oh yeah, I did find one here. Let me share it with you. Share screen. There we go. And I know we already did this one. Okay, let me move out of, because I had all this in one this is my dinner, guys. This is what I ate for dinner. This is a grass-fed burger here with cheese and lettuce. That's all I do, and I do no bread, no carbs, because this one here is a homemade potato salad. That's what I have here, and this, all that's it. This is my dinner right there. So, all right, this is the struts and all that stuff that I changed for the Mustang, because I got rid of those and bought a brand new one. Those potatoes are from the garden, so, and that's what that potato salad is made of. So this is the set that I bought for the struts and the shocks and all that stuff. So all of it, including the tie rods and all that. So I put a brand new one in the car. So now I took Michael to the shooting range. I know this is an AR-15, and I think he had another picture with the shotgun. So yeah, this is brisket that I made. That was a few weeks ago. but I won't cook it in the summer because it gets too hot. So I had everybody here in the house, all tribe, Elizabeth and her husband and Ross and everybody was here. So once in a while I'll do this for everybody. That's usually the important things about a tribe, guys. When you have to find a tribe, you know, you can't carry in life by yourself. It doesn't work that way. So, and this is why this community means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. So, and anybody who, when I read some comments about some, it's like uh, degrading the community or whatever. I just kind of don't hold back. So, Farhad Razavi, is that question for me? Did I escape the Houthis? No, they weren't the Houthis. No, they were fine. Those people were fine. Those were outsiders. They're not even from Yemen, and pertaining to some terrorist group in other region in West Asia. So, and I know because I could tell for the. So the one thing that I was advised on when I was in Yemen at the time, I was told, Mr. David, do not go to outside the city very far. They don't like outsider and they will kill you. So, and I kind of respected that because it's their territory. They don't like outsiders. Doesn't matter you're a nice person or not. They just don't want outsiders, and you kind of respect that one. So Francis Tango, weapons. Farhad Razavi, I'm not following on this statement here. Doctor, have to put aside your it may get you in trouble. I'm not following here, Razavi. Can you please explain? Okay, let me see. I'm just looking. Okay, let me see here. You're right, Matt Backey. That is correct. That is correct. Have you heard? Yes, I do. Shino Tong. Yes, I know. And I even reached out to him and never heard back. And I dropped it. I just don't. I don't like it. I don't like chasing after people. So I understand we all are busy, but I am aware of who Ben Norton is. I reached out to him, but no answer. Moved on. Okay, likes to eat meat. Army with Harmony. When will you and Dr. Stewart be together in an episode? You two together, a great content. Yeah, but it has to be within the health field because that's Ross's background. He has that. I have the geopolitics. So if we are to do, we have to do this one, and we are talking about it because I'm gonna want to share with you guys. I know I haven't been on the health channel for a long time, and I intend to do that and talk to you about certain vitamins and all that stuff if you are interested into all that. But yeah, we plan on doing it at some point. How did I escape the kidnappers? Well, I happened to be in a car. It was in a crowded area, and two of them were coming around the car to check because I had a little bit of tinted windows. Most of the embassy cars were that way, and they were walking around and to check if there was just me or there were others in the back. Sometimes when I used to travel back there will be someone in the back armed, just in case. And so when I start to realize, okay, there are these two moving around the car, there is one person way out there watching, there's the fourth person communicating on the phone, and that's what I put together. This is no time to move on, because I was supposed to meet with one of them for coffee, who happens to be an MD, a doctor. That's what tipped me off was, okay, because I'm looking from a distance. The guy didn't. I had a small binoculars with me. The guy didn't realize that I am looking at him from a distance, and he was the same guy that I talked to 3 days before, and he happened to be an MD, a doctor. So, and all I did was, because I figured, no, this is set up. So I just took off. I just drove around for a while before I went back to the compound, just in case another car was following. So that's what it was. Boycott, have you reached out to Andrei Martinov? I sent an email. I do send emails when it's just when I heard back, when I don't hear back, because I'm my day is full, by the way, guys. A lot of people think this is easy to just put together, and it takes a while. It takes me a few days to put stuff together. This is not literally a 5-minute thing, because I just can't. I can't remember everything. I know someone was like making this stupid comment. It was a stupid comment. Well, Dr. O, you are reading the name of the missiles. What, duh? You just showed how stupid you are, because there was so a long list. How can I remember all that? Let alone they weren't even in English. So to me, just like sometimes, yeah, you're entitled to make your comment, but come on, have some common sense before you ask a question or whatever. So it takes a while. And to me, when I send emails, and if I hear back, I follow through with it. If I don't hear back, I gotta move on with what I need to do for you guys to prepare the conversation for next week and so forth. It's like for next week. Next week, I already reached out to the guy yesterday, an interesting guest. And I know of him. He was a former Pentagon analyst, and I found out through a third party that he's been following my channel here. And speaking of channel, guys, does any of you find out that you are being unsubscribed from the channel? I don't know who's doing that, and I don't know why. So I don't want to jump to conclusions here, because I don't know. So I can't just assume. So, Karakolak, good to see you, man. For Yemenis, there probably is nothing worse than Arab working for imperialist Americans. That's true. Yemen is a very old civilization, especially if you go to the city of, be it Sana'a, which is the capital, or Hadramaut in the south, or even Sa'da in the north. That's where the headquarters of the Houthis are. And yes, I used the term Houthis in the analysis, not the term Ansarullah, because a lot of people in the West will not. There are certain terminology I use for a reason. Yes, I could use the term Ansarullah and all that, but no. It's like when you talk about Hezbollah in Lebanon. And by the way, I am demonetizing this video, so this is my conversation with you. So we put all that stuff aside, so we can say whatever we want. Usually I can use the term party of God, because that's what it is, and still people in the West will not even understand which party are you talking about. So you mentioned Hezbollah, they will know. The same arguments can be made about Ansarullah. Ansarullah just started to be used recently. The term Houthis has been from way back. So same arguments been made about Middle East and West Asia. Of course, Middle East was introduced a certain time in the history of the region, It's always been known as West Asia. And the same arguments can be made about Indo-Pacific and Asia-Pacific. So that is the reason why I kind of use that one. Okay. Army with Harmony. Questions beside gardening. Gardening or writing, other form of creativity you take part in beside gardening. Well, I golf. I play golf, but I haven't played like a full game. Once in a while, I'll go to the range. Just you have to keep up with the skills. It's like shooting. You have to go to a shooting range, and otherwise, that skill will perish. So I don't do cycling anymore, even though I still have my race bike, which I bought in Paris, in France. I used to bike a lot back then, but I dropped a lot of weight back then because I used to ride for about 3-4 hours nonstop. Not anymore. And second, because here in where I live, in the whole region, they don't have respect for cyclists because everybody here drives. Driving is the norm here. That's why we are so obese in America. So obese. So unlike Europe and all that stuff. So cycling, I don't do it anymore. So it became when I used to ride, I'd end up in arguments with the motorists, the drivers, and so forth, and I'll get into shouting match with them, and because they get so close to me, and I don't like that because you share the road, you don't own the damn road, and if they don't like it, I'll get in the middle of the road and force the cars to pass on the left, turning that road into a single lane. Hey, you don't own the road, so share the road. And if they don't like it, I get, I usually am very respectful and all that. But it was one time, one guy, I remember him in his Jeep with his family and kids and the open Jeep, how it is. And he gets so close to me and passed me and came a stop sign. So in the red light, I don't stop because if there's no car coming, I'm going to cross. But I get close to him and I give him an F word in front of his wife and kids. I didn't like it later on. I get upset with myself because you don't talk like that. But at the same time, I get outraged when you get that close to me. Just because you drive in a car and I'm on a bike. And right after that, you start to see people here in the US, people are on the edge. We're so stressful. Not all of us, some of us. And stress can be a very, very, very bad for your health. That's why you minimize the stress. And this is why even with this channel, guys, nowadays, I kind of, when I see some nasty comments, I just let it go. I'll tell you this. The last video last time I released, we did for the live stream. Did you know that YouTube went ahead and limited monetization on it? I was just like, whatever. I sent them a note and it's like, you know what? I checked the video. There is nothing there that merit for you to demonetize the video. And I send positive energy, believe it or not. I just felt it's okay. Life goes on. Within 24 hours, they didn't even send me a note back. They just went ahead and put monetization back on the video. Sometimes it's not worth it. I kind of let go of it. So, Harry Local, good to see you. And I promised Harry, if I am in the Netherlands, depending again, I usually go to Amsterdam, Alkmaar, and Beverweg. That's about it. Those 3 locations that I go to. I don't go to Rotterdam. I have some family members, but I haven't talked to them for ages, and I don't care. So if you are in that part of the world, I will be happy to link up with you and coffee on me. So, boycott Richard Medhurst. I don't think so. I sent him an email. And I'll be happy to do it. And I'm aware of him. I know who he is. Yeah, I'll be happy to. I'll check it out next week. I'll just go. I know of his background. I know certain texts, and yeah, I can do. Atin Wu, good to see you. Oh, you didn't get notification. Why not? I posted this. Yeah, that stuff I don't understand why it doesn't happen. But so glad to have you here, Atin Wu. Let me see. some other question from you. Uh, let me. I'll just go through. Oh no 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 Jimmy, JMNYC. Yeah, yeah. Stay away from tofu, especially here. Actually, stay away from tofu altogether. I know. In Japan, I know that certain parts in Taiwan, in China, they prepare it differently than here in the US. I'm talking about here in the US. Do not, my advice, do not touch tofu at all. At all. So, Muslim revert. Yeah, because I mean, I understand there are some cyclists that they get. I mean, I was mindful when I will go on a road that is with cars, I'll stay to the far right, especially because for us, the planning here, they are not making roads for bikes, unlike in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, to those who visited Netherlands, you were aware when you look at the streets, there's this bike line. You'll get fined if you cross on into that. That's for cyclists. So the city or the government or whatever is providing that. Here in the US, we don't have that. So I used to stay as far as I could to the right to ensure that. But when somebody gets behind me this close, I kind of don't like it. But now I don't ride anymore. So because it's just not a. And here in Texas is even worse because there's a lot of cars. So I just go for my walk. I don't even run as much as I used to, and just keep it that way. So, uh, all right, Matt. Good to see you. Take care. And yes, I will be doing some live streams from overseas. So, uh, GM1 say NYC 2100. Where can I get the vitamin supplements that you want? Those are special. There's some specific process to because she also has that kind of stuff. So that's why I need to do. I will do a session for you guys to explain, not the content, because I am not a chemist. I don't understand. Now, Dr. Stewart has an in and out inside information about the content of those vitamins, and he's taking them as well. So I will do that. I'll talk to her, figure out how to talk about this one, and I'll do it for you guys. I'll let you know. And again, it's not a vitamin you can buy even in those what they call supplement stores, whatever. This one you can buy outside. It's pricey, but your health is worth. I'm the evidence for it. So I've been taking this stuff for a while now, on a daily basis, except weekends. Weekends I don't take vitamins. That's why you see me with this level of energy when I do live streams and all that stuff. It's not a coffee. I only have one cup of coffee, and that mug you saw, the coffee that I drank, half of it is foam. It's a real cream. That's it. That's it. Oh, Raj, this here, guys. Raj is the graphic designer that makes me my thumbnails. So here's the guy right here. And if you guys are looking for those who have channels, whatever, Raj will do a good job for you. And I usually, if I recommend somebody, I am putting my name online here. So and I know that Raj will do a good job because he's doing it for me here. And you guys, those thumbnails you see, Raj makes them for me. Good to see you, Raj. Okay. I'll answer this one. Sofa potato. Camila seems like pacifist, doesn't she? Yes. She's useless. She is useless. Atin Wu question. Doctor, do you watch Olympics game? No. No. I don't have time for that, and I'm not interested. I don't watch that stuff. All this stuff, because here is the thing, and I'm going to take you back in history. Go back to the era of the Colosseum, the Roman time. What did the government do at that time to distract the masses? They organized games, a week of games at the Coliseum. Why do you think that was? The same thing here. Yes, of course, those Olympians, the athletes, they work hard. That's one a lifetime opportunity for them. They deserve that. It becomes a question for me. Do I sit in front of the idiot box for 5 hours watching whatever sport that is? I did it back then, not anymore. I just no, I don't. I mean, I check it once a while, but no. It's because now even sport has become political. You look at France banning Russia, and allowing Israel. That's to me doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. So, but thank you for the question. So, uh, Ramples 01, Dr. O, why do you think there are so many shootings in the U.S. all the time? They are imposed by the government to justify disarming the population. They are trying. The government is trying. Actually, we had a buyback program. I was the first one to say, do not make the mistake the Australians did or the Canadians by turning their weapons. Because those two governments in Australia and Canada, they want to disarm the people. And the US, it won't work anyway. Second Amendments won't allow that. So we will own our guns, especially in my state here. The government will dare to come over here. Because if you go in every house here, you'll find a minimum of 4 or 5 weapons. So it's just the way it is. So the shooting it's the part of the culture. So at least where I am, it's not as bad as, let's say, Chicago or certain areas in LA. So, and sometimes, yes, the government will allow the facilitation of certain weapons across the border. You all remember that program, Fast and Furious, right? Yeah. So it's just the society how it is. Army with Harmony, Dr. O, very excited about the upcoming episode of BRI. Dr. Yang teaches about a half hour north of here. Yeah. And what is going to be with her is a friend of mine, Dr. Dashan Fang. Now, Dr. Dashan Fang is a theoretical physicist. Very, 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 very smart guy. In addition to being, he was a VP, a vice president of UTD, University of Texas in Dallas. He is also a scholar, very, very, very savvy, and also wrote a book about the BRI. And he knows the ins and outs of a BRI. That's why I reached out to him. And he's a friend. He said, "Sure, I'll come over." I said, "Yeah, my audience would love to hear a different perspective." And he's a friend. I look forward to that conversation. That will be on August 3rd. I am yet to confirm with Dr. Yang. So, but she already, we communicate via X, and we go from there. Francis Tango, I will never go to Rotterdam either. Ajax is my football team. Ajax, yeah, that's where Johan Cruyff used to play for back then, right? Yeah, Ajax. Yeah, it was a big club, well known in the history of football. Peace Lover, you wrote, I usually watch George Calloway. By the way, I did send an email to George Calloway. Never heard back from him. So, I understand people busy, people don't see it, but, it's all right. It's nothing. I don't take it personally, but it's just I have to move on. I have to move on because I got a lot of stuff to do. So, all right, guys. Well, we have tapped an hour here. So I would love to stay with you longer here. I am going to go take my significant other on a ride on the Mustang and go pick up a few things, then come back here and do some work. I have to cut the grass. I have to trim the trees, and I have to clean up certain things. And that's what I do on the weekend. Then get my dinner at 0600 hours, at 1800 hours. I'm sorry. Then link up with you guys again with Kalza and Jerry Gray. So, I saw a question here earlier. Timeline Dunkley, do you have rice in your garden? No, and I don't eat a lot of rice either. The last time I had rice, and I made a homemade tikka masala. I make it from scratch here at home, but I use brown rice. And the last time it was about literally about 8 months. 8 months ago. I stay away from carbs because rice is carb. So I don't. My dinners are just like either a fillet of salmon, sockeye salmon, which is the pure from Alaska, the water. Stay away from farm raised fish. Doesn't matter what they say. Stay away from it. No bread, with no bread. That's usually how I eat. Now, on Fridays, I do pizza here at home. Sometimes I go and buy it from outside, but I buy the one that is made with cauliflower crust. But even with that, I prefer to have mine at home here because I make my own. So no, I don't have a rice. YT, good to see you, YT. Thank you for your time. You're most welcome. You are most welcome. So, okay, I'll see one last question at the end, if there is one. Okay, I don't see any. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna sign off here. Sarah Tutu, thank you, Dr. O. Be blessed. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, and good to have you here. I look forward to seeing you guys at 7 p.m. 1900 hours, and stay safe, be well, enjoy your afternoon or evening, whatever part of the world you're in, and I look forward to seeing you next time. All right, guys, you take care. Bye-bye.